I'm Malcolm Van Delst, and this is an excerpt from a book series or extra long novel that opens with a woman trying to kill herself. She says, I don't know why I tried to do this, and by way of explanation, tells her life story. I'm back in book two. Today is a redux of a redux. So, this is the third time through from the piece that I started reading 2 weeks ago. Previously in Do the Wrong Thing, Ava has a C in math. She needs a B to get into university. She is border woman. Taking off from there in a chapter called A Changing Landscape. Wes Corinth is going to ask you to prom, Kathy tells me. Wes, though not top tier, is attractive, smart, and friendly, a good catch, appropriate even. But Jenny Hendricks becomes available, and he asks her. Ivan Kruk asks me. Oh, wait, I want to add that I went to prom the year before in grade 12, too. I only remember because my mom mentioned it when I saw her a few months ago. You went with Finn Harvey, she said. He's a garbage man now. Her words are like a punch to the stomach. She doesn't mean to, I remind myself. When I was in my mid-30s, she told me, my life is better than yours. I called her because I was obsessed with a man I couldn't speak to, convinced I was in love with him, but terrified of what might happen if I was. I am better than you, she'd continued. Love. The word itself is like a sticky syrup at the back of my throat, clogging my air passages. Ugh. After that phone call in my mid-30s with my mom, I resolved to share nothing with her except niceties and the weather. And I haven't. The rare times I do slip up, she quickly sets me straight. I watch myself be Ivan's girlfriend. Sometimes I can get into it. It's cool that talking to me makes him happy, and Liz and Kathy respect him. He's earned any joy he feels around me. Liz is dating Rick from Catholic school. She became infatuated with him in grade 11, and I interceded on her behalf. Rick was reticent at first, but now she has him. Kathy is dating a bad boy I barely know. The bad boy and I nod at each other in the halls, but at dances, if we sit beside each other, there's dead silence between us. Prom night, or rather morning, 6 a.m. in the backyard at Mike Clausen's. Ivan and his best friend, Tanaka, throw me into the pool. For those seconds I'm in the air before I hit the water, with everyone looking at me and whooping, I'm lucky. It's like I'm the star of a movie. Everyone is looking at me. Ivan laughs as I catch his gaze. I suppose he couldn't hide how much he likes me if he tried. He gives. That's strange. I don't need to measure up with him. Ah! I scream as the water's coldness jolts my system. My skirt pulls me down. It's pink, Indian cotton with tiny bells on the waist tie. I'm not wearing traditional prom attire. I've paired the skirt with a cotton ivory camisole, flat leather thong sandals on my feet. I feel, if not attractive, who wants to be attractive? I don't want to get married. Different. I surface, gasping for breath, smell chlorine, feel the air's warmth against my face, and my submerged body adjust its temperature to the water. I pull strands of wet hair from my eyes, glimpsing classmates laughing and watching. I worry about how I look, then remember, I don't care. Nonetheless, I can't stop smiling, my grin blossoming from a warmth and energy, suffusing my existence like the Holy Spirit. Ivan and Tanaka help me out of the pool. We're no longer in the laziness of night. It was an unusual evening, partly because it's 6 a.m. and none of us is home. Is this our first night as adults? There hasn't been much gossip or even talk among us. Even Tanaka, who never shuts up, is relatively quiet. Tanaka is not Japanese, by the way. He just has weird parents. Tanaka could be a model. If he didn't talk as much as he did, he'd be popular, but he goes on and on. I don't even know what he says. I tune him out so thoroughly. Government conspiracies or something. Ivan and he both like obscure punk bands. That's the glue that holds them together. I love looking at Tanaka. If Elizabeth Taylor had been a guy, she'd look like him. Dark blue eyes, pale skin, 6 feet tall, slim, wide-shouldered and crowned with thick, wavy, blue-black hair. Tanaka is going to military college. I'm the only girl that got thrown in the pool. Your dad is not as nice as you think he is, my mom says. I brace myself, hands in the greasy orange suds with the dinner dishes. Just divorce him, then, I say, before she can get a good start on things. She breathes in sharply. No, I could never do that. The church forbids divorce. I'd go live with him and be done with you, I think. Divorce him. She stops talking, leaves. Sandra and I finish the dishes. There's a rivalry between my mom and I that I'm helpless to stop. I didn't choose to grow up. I didn't choose to be my father's favorite, looking and acting like my mom, apparently. I didn't choose any of that. Mom is good, I reason. I know she is good because she goes to church every Sunday and makes us pray 4 times a day. I know I shouldn't have said what I said about divorce. These comments come out on their own, and I can't stop them. But I believe in God and I believe in my mother. I must be selfish, greedy, and unconcerned with anyone but myself. Mom is good. Because I try not to be selfish, greedy, and unconcerned with anyone but myself, but am anyway, an escape appears inside me, a spike of joy, something I do without effort, something relatively easy, foreign. I see a bubble floating in ether with clouds inside. I want to get inside that bubble. I want to be a cloud, but I'm big, fat, corporeal. Yet I believe in Mr. Sexton. I tiptoe around my mother and try to avoid her. Actually, the whole family does at this point. Bubble knocks against the edges of my consciousness. An evil person like me should kill themselves, I reason. But to sin. The bubble hits my consciousness again. Study English. Learn to communicate solely through written words. Hide away. Have no friends. Protect people from you. I hang out with Regina from Catholic school now. We worked together last summer as day camp counselors, and we'll do it again in a few weeks. Liz and Kathy are busy with Rick and Bruce, respectively. Regina still loves John Lennon and all things 60s, though she's added marijuana to her inventory since grade 6. I listen to Led Zeppelin and Buddy Guy as loudly as possible when my mom's not in the house. I've started reading Aleister Crowley and studying the occult, and I get high with Regina.